What's up everybody, it's Carl, aka Carl Drum Tech, and today let's talk about how you're going to march drum corps this year, the next year, and beyond. Here's what you do. Cue the music. Alright, if you guys are finding me for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. It's the red button that says subscribe. That way you are notified first anytime I put out a new video. Hit that notification bell as well. That way you are the first to be notified whenever I drop a new video about the marching arts, drum lines, marching bands, marching percussion, indoor percussion, all that good stuff. Alright, so make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you hear about it first, okay? If you guys have subscribed, thank you so much. And with that being said, on to the video. Okay, so by the time you guys are watching this video, and this is now 2019, so yay! Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you! Hopefully everybody had a great holiday season with, you know, Christmas and then New Year's and all that good stuff. So 2019, what does that entail? Now, in the past, alright, now that we're in 2019, what does that entail? Alright, so in the past, what I've done is I've made videos saying how, you know, like, New Year's resolutions suck, and you know, because it's like we make these decisions in the moment as far as like, you know, what we're gonna do, and then when we're faced with the prospect of actually executing, the emotion that led us to create that resolution has gone away. So we're like, oh, I don't want to do, you know, this resolution anymore. You're not as motivated. Versus just, you know, thinking that, you know, routine is a lot more important than motivation, because routine just, you know, you kind of, you know, just you keep doing it. Just something that you do, right? So goal setting is just something you do. Goal, you know, achieving is just something that you do, right? So let's say for example, you have a resolution to work out more, right? To be more fit. Now, if you do it in such a way that's like, okay, well, emotionally you're like, all right, like, you know, like I feel like I need to do this. Everybody's doing New Year's resolutions. This one is mine, it's to lose weight, to get more fit, whatever, right? Eat healthier, and then you get to that point where it's like, I need to go work out now, right? The emotion has left because, you know, you had the emotion before the end of the new year, and then once the time comes to actually work out, you're now motivated, right? So now this is the same thing when it comes to like having a resolution to go march drum corps, or, you know, putting in the effort and the time to practice so you can march drum corps or some kind of independent group, right? Something like that. Well, it can be pretty hard. Same thing again, right? Like you are motivated in the moment, but then it's like when it comes down to actually put in the work, actually put in the rehearsal time, the practice time, it's not as you're not as motivated to do it because the emotion has left, right? So what can you do, right? I think that, you know, you still can set New Year's resolutions to say, okay, well, this year I'm going to march, okay, or next year I'm going to march, or whatever. Like you're young, so maybe 2-3 years down the road, you're going to march some kind of independent group. So how do you do that, right? Well, the first thing is like you got to have that resolution, right? You have to say, okay, I'm going to do this at this year, okay? And then you have to understand, okay, what are the steps I need to take in order to get to that point, right? So obviously it's going to take practice. Now you need to decide, okay, well, how much are you going to practice? Ideally, to march an independent group where it's like really competitive to get into these, you know, especially the high level groups, right? Like you have to be drumming every single day. And, you know, maybe in your high school, if you are in high school, you are drumming every day in your class, and then you have like, you know, 2 or 3 rehearsals a week. That's good, okay? But then at the same time, like you still need to be practicing every single day, all right? So if you can practice at least an hour a day for 7 days straight every single week, I think that's going to give you a really good chance to making, you know, some type of independent group. Obviously, you're going to need some information as well, so make sure you get as much information as you can from your teachers. Make sure you get as much information as you can in the internet. Make sure you get friends to check your playing to make sure you're doing stuff well, or like, you know, have somebody play 16 notes and you play like a 16 note accent grid, something like that, right? So always check yourself, seek out knowledge, and then as always, execute, okay? So like let's say if your goal is to practice every single day for an hour, okay, well, you need to hold yourself accountable to that, all right? So maybe it's something where like, you know, you post something on social media to say, hey, I'm gonna practice every single day, 7 days a week for, I don't know, you know, the rest of this year, something like that, right? Then you have to hold yourself accountable to that, right? Like you have to set aside the time, and then since you post it on social media, everybody knows that's your resolution. So it's like if you don't do it, you're gonna fail, right? And you don't want that feeling. So And what you could do to hold yourself accountable is like maybe post something on social media every single day, every single time you practice, or you say, okay, well, here's the results of my today's practice. This is what I worked on, something like that. Like that's a very powerful motivator to make sure that you actually put in the work, that you actually execute, that you actually do what you set out to do, what you said you were going to do. And it goes beyond emotion, right? It's like, you know, like in the emotion of the moment, you wanted to do it, but then it's like now you're falling into a routine like we talked about, right? So routine is a lot more important than the emotion. But then at the same time, you know, we are still taking advantage of the emotion that can come with it, because you don't want to like miss a post on social media to say, oh, I didn't practice today. Okay, because you're gonna feel crappy about it, and you're gonna be like, oh no, like, you know, people are gonna judge me or whatever, right? So, you know, all these things, you know, like aren't the best thing in the world, but at the same time, it can be very motivating. Okay, now at the same time, if you, for whatever reason, can't practice one day, all right, like you get sick, maybe, you know, like there's just, you know, these circumstances are just beyond your control, and you just could not find the time to practice that day. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay, right? And see if you can make it up another day. So instead of practicing 1 hour, you know, the next day, practice 2 hours, or maybe for the next couple, like the next 4 practices that you do, add 25 minutes. No, add 15 minutes, right? So add 15 minutes, and that's gonna equal the hour that you missed, right? Something like that, right? So, you know, something that again holds you accountable, but at the same time, like if you miss someday, there is a way to make it up. There is a way for you to like not be so hard on yourself, because it's fine. Like I'll take care of it. I'll still make it up. All that good stuff, right? So the other thing too is like, you know, seeking knowledge, right? So making sure that, you know, you talk to your instructors, right? Ask them questions. See what you could be doing better. See if you can, you know, ask your friends to see, you know, if they see something that maybe you're not seeing or instructors aren't seeing. Ask them to play check for you, like a check pattern, 60-note check, and then you play like 60-note accent grid or diddle grid. Just check your evenness of the 60 notes. Make sure your friend is doing even 60 notes, but you know that's a good way to check to make sure that you are doing things right, so that you are not just practicing, but you're also having productive practices, so that you're getting feedback, so you're getting knowledge. To where it's like, you know, maybe you've hit a plateau, you hit a wall, and it's like you don't know what else to do, you don't know what to work on. You know, that's where an instructor can come in, right? That's where a private teacher can come in as well, right? So, you know, you can have a private teacher who is just your exclusive coach, right? Your exclusive teacher who just focuses on you, right? And then they can tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, exactly, you know, like, you know, what to work on, and, you know, the path and the steps you need to take to get to a certain level you need to get at, to reach a certain goal that you want to have, like marching an independent group, something like that, right? Drum corps, indoor percussion ensemble, one of those types of situations, right? So, so speaking of 2019, so I am taking more students. Just gonna throw that little plug out there. All right. So if you guys are interested, hit the link below. I do have some open spots, and I want to fill those spots up for 2019. So make sure you take advantage of it. Hit the link below, and hopefully we can get you in there. All right. All right. There was a time when I ripped some 7/8 paradiddle with book reports. All right, let me show that to you guys if you guys want to learn that. So what it is you have book reports. You got to know what a book report is. Okay, so for the paradiddle diddle section, it's diddle on the first partial, nothing on the second, right? Flam on the third partial, then diddle on the fourth. Then the diddle on the left hand is tap and then diddle. So all together on the paradiddle diddle, digga-da, cha, digga-da, digga-da. One more time, digga-da, cha, digga-da, digga-da. So for 7/8 paradiddle, which is paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle diddle, it's this. Digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga-da, digga-da. One more time. Digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga-da, digga-da. So you do that twice. Digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga-da, digga, digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga-da, digga-da. Then the next part of 7/8 paradiddle is you reverse it, right? So so the paradiddle diddle first, then paradiddle, paradiddle. Digga-da, chat, digga-da, digga, digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga-da, digga, digga-da, chat, digga, digga-da, chat, digga-da. All together. Try that out and have some fun with it, as always, yo. So when it comes down to it, it's two very important things, right? You have to have execution, right? You have to take action to reach your goals, okay? Number two, you have to have the knowledge to know that you're on the right track, for somebody to tell you that, you know, what you could be doing next, what steps you need to be taking, what you could be doing better, right? So you need that outside feedback telling you, hey, like, you know, you could be doing this, versus just you critiquing yourself all the time. You can have somebody else add another pair of eyes to what you're doing so that you can improve faster, right? Have the knowledge and then execute. And at the same time, you know, use the power of emotion, all right, to hold yourself accountable. So for example, like stating to everybody what your goal is, stating to everybody, you know, what you intend to do, and then following up on it by actually showing people that you're doing it, holds you accountable, because people will see if you're not doing it, right? So posting something on social media is a great way to do that, or it doesn't even have to be social media. Just announce it to your friends, announce it to your family, like, hey, I'm going to do this, or write it down, you know, somewhere, right, like on a piece of paper, on a board somewhere, and then just have that thing staring at you in the face every single day, like, yo, you got to practice, because I told myself I would practice 1 hour every single day for this whole year, right? In order for me to reach my goal of marching independent group, right? So that needs to be there. That accountability, that reminder needs to keep hitting you in the face, okay? And then at the same time, again, like the idea is to fall into a rhythm, to fall into a routine, so that you don't have to rely on emotion to be like, you know, yeah, I want to march today, when some days maybe you don't feel like it, right? Some days you just don't have that motivation. You're not as hyped as you were when you said, yeah, I want to march drum corps. And then just some days, you know, maybe you're not feeling so well. You're just like I don't care right now. Like, you know, and that's what's going to happen, right? Like, you know, as a human being, we have these peaks and valleys with our emotions. Sometimes we're motivated, sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're feeling good, sometimes we're feeling bad. We have to account for those. And the thing that accounts for it is if you have a routine, you're going to do it regardless, because it's a routine. It's something you do. It's a part of you. You do it every single day, right? So if practice is a part of you, it's who you are. Like, I'm just the type of person who practices every single day. You're going to do it regardless of how you feel. Does that make sense? And that, okay, those things are going to really help you achieve your goals. Okay, if you want to march in 2019, these are the things that are going to help you reach that goal, crush that goal, okay? Maybe it's next year, maybe it's 2 years from now, whatever the case may be, right? If you set out a goal for yourself, hold yourself accountable, all right? And then understand the steps you need to take to get there, have, you know, the knowledge, right, of what you need to do to get there, okay? And get some feedback, get your instructors to help you, get some private instruction, have your friends help you, all that good stuff, right? And then fall into routine, okay, so that you don't have to rely on emotion, but sometimes, you know, emotion can be very helpful. So hold yourself accountable, let the world know what you intend to do, so that they can be like, hey, you know, are you doing that thing that you said you were gonna do? And then you can be like, yeah, I don't wanna, you know, I don't wanna like disappoint anybody, or like, you know, feel like people are gonna judge me if I'm not, you know. So use every resource available to you to help you reach your goal, and that's how you crush goals in 2019 and beyond. Right? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. If you did, please do me a huge favor, hit that like button down below. If you have any questions or comments would like to add to the conversation, leave it in the comments below as well. And if you feel like this video could help somebody else out, you know, get people to make some goals, have some resolutions for 2019. Maybe it's a group goal for your drumline to, like, you know, maybe you've never medaled before, then you want to like somehow medal at the championship performance or whatever. Maybe it's like, you know, a goal of, you know, well, the line can't play shopping spree. Maybe it's a goal by the end of the year everybody can play shopping spree, right? Something like that, right? Something that's, you know, that you think is attainable. You know, or maybe it's just a goal for yourself, right? It's like, you know, to march a drum corps, to be able to play flat fives because you can't play it right now, to be able to read better, have all these tangible goals, and then make sure you execute on it in 2019, okay? And that is how you're going to succeed in life, is by saying, all right, I'm going to do this, understanding the goals you need, understand the steps you need to take, get some knowledge on how to get there, get some knowledge on what you could be doing better, okay? Get some feedback, and execute, okay? That is all I have for you today. Like I said, if you guys have not subscribed yet, make sure you guys subscribe. Other than that, watch some more videos of mine by clicking over here, and then subscribe over here. Peace. Catch you on the next video.